The Battle of Beigan, 663 AD. Japan supported the restoration of the Baekje Kingdom, opposing the allied forces of the Tang Dynasty and the Silla. Strength comparison: Tang Dynasty forces, 170 warships, many large tower ships, and 13,000 troops, 800 warships, mostly small vessels, and 42,000 troops. Liu Rengui, the Tang commander, adopted the fire ship tactic. Oil-filled ships were sent into the Japanese fleet with the wind. The Old Book of Tang records that smoke and flames filled the sky. Japanese ships collided densely. Over 10,000 soldiers drowned, and the sea was dyed red with blood for dozens of miles. The Baekje Kingdom perished, and Japan withdrew from Korean Peninsula. Japan launched Taika reform to fully adopt Tang Dynasty's system. Unlike Japan today, which has fully adopted Western culture and became Europeanized, and they did not dare to invade westward for 900 years. The Mongol invasion of Japan, 1274 to 1281. Kublai Khan demanded Japan's submission, which was rejected. The Brunei campaign, 1274, 15,000 Mongol troops plus 8,000 Korean troops captured Tsushima and the Iki Islands. When landing at Hakata Bay, they were hit by a typhoon. One-third of their warships were damaged, forcing a retreat. The Koan campaign, 1281, Mongol forces attacked in two routes. 40,000 troops in the Eastern Route Army and 100,000 in the Southern Yangtze Army, and 100,000 in the Southern Yangtze Army. The Japanese built a stone Mongol invasion defense wall, which was 2.5 kilometers, still exists today. At Hakata Bay, after 50 days of fierce fighting, another typhoon struck. Over 4,000 Mongol warships sank. The history of the Yuan dynasty records that 7 or 8 out of 10 soldiers drowned. Over 70,000 Mongol troops were lost. Japanese casualties were approximately 4,000. Japan's kamikaze or divine wind belief took shape, marking the first setback of Mongol Empire, which was unbeatable at that time. Even in the World War II, Japanese still believed whenever at risk of national extinction, there would be a divine wind or kamikaze to blow away any threats. The Imjin War, 1592 to 1598, Wanli era of Ming Dynasty. Toyotomi intended to invade the Ming Dynasty via Korea. The Battle of Pyongyang, 1593. Li Yusong, the Ming commander, led 43,000 troops to besiege the city and used the large great general cannons to breach the city walls. Of the 18,000 Japanese troops, 11,000 were killed. The Battle of Noryan Point, 1598, the Sino-Korean Allied fleet, 800 warships, encircled and annihilated the Japanese fleet. The Ming army used the fire dragon emerging from water rockets to burn over 200 Japanese warships. Over 10,000 Japanese soldiers drowned. As for the casualties, for Ming troops, 30,000, mostly northern cavalry. Japanese troops, over 140,000, 60% died of illness. The Toyotomi regime collapsed, and the new ruler implemented a 200 years isolation policy. The First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 1895, trigger. The Donghak peasant uprising in Korea led to the dispatch of troops by both China and Japan, escalating into confrontation. July 1894, the Japanese warship used the rapid-fire guns to sink the Qing troop transport ship. Over 1,000 Qing soldiers drowned. The Battle of the Yellow Sea, September 1894. The firing rate of Japanese warship guns was 3 times that of Qing warships. 40 rounds per minute for Japanese ships versus 15 for Qing ships. 5 warships of Qing sank. The Port Arthur Massacre, November 1894. Japanese troops massacred 20,000 civilians in 4 days, reported by the International Investigation Team. As for the treaty after the war, China lost Taiwan and paid an indemnity of 230 million taels of silver, including funds for redeeming northeast of China. The indemnity Japan obtained was equivalent to Japan's 4-year fiscal revenue, funding the launch of their fleet plan. This led Japan to compete for hegemony with other imperialist powers and carve up China together with them. The War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, 1931 to 1937, the Japanese army staged the incident. 200,000 troops of the Northeast Army withdrew into the pass without resistance. Full-scale war, 1937 to 1945, the Battle of Shanghai, 1937. The Chinese Nationalist Army suffered 300,000 casualties, shattering Japan's plan to subjugate China in 3 months. The victory at Pingxingguan, 1937, the 115th Division of the 8th Route Army ambushed and annihilated over 1,000 Japanese soldiers. The Japanese 5th Division Combat Report acknowledged 746 casualties. The 100 Regiment Offensive, 1940, the 8th Route Army destroyed 474 kilometers of Zhengtai Railway and killed or wounded over 20,000 Japanese soldiers. The casualty data: casualties for China, 35 million, including 80 million deaths. As for Japanese, approximately 2.61 million. At the end of the war, Japan surrendered in August 1945, and Taiwan was recovered by China.